on 7stonefighthike.com. Here with Sena Agbeko. Again, my voice is a little bad, but how are you feeling tonight? Things didn't go your way. How are you feeling, man?
I mean, I feel a little bummed. I learned a lot of lessons from this fight. More than anything, initially I was bummed about the stoppage. I thought it was a little too quick. But then after rewatching the video, I think the referee made the right decision. My only dissatisfaction with the whole process was, we both signed documents to be drug tested by WADA, and none of that happened. There was no testing by the commission before the fight and after the fight, and they said that they explicitly stated that the commission was not required to do testing and that they chose not to do any testing for this fight. So I mean, I really think that there's something up in that regard, but it is what it is. He was a better man tonight. I just wish that I would have had more rounds to showcase my skill and show that hey, I belong at a world level. But it is what it is. We'll bounce back. I may consider a possible move to 160 because I mean these guys at 168 are like, oh my God, they're huge. Him, Benavidez. So I think it's only right that I consider a smaller weight class. I can make 160 easy, but I chose to stay at 168. So I'm still fresh off, the loss, and I have a lot going through my mind right now. But I think that I'm pretty sure that's the direction I want to go down weight class, or maybe even two, who knows. But I feel there I'll be able to showcase my power and in the process showcase more of my skill as well. So we'll see how it goes.
What do you think about David Morell overall as a fighter, man?
I mean, he's definitely a very strong, fighter. I mean, he's very, like I said before, I have a lot of respect for him. He's very sound, technically he's good going back and coming forward. He was very patient tonight. My biggest issue with him as a fighter is the drug testing. And I believe that there's something going on with that team and, the need to have us come to Minnesota to fight him here in Minnesota. They avoided fighting me in Vegas, but they were happy to fight me here in Minnesota where there's no drug testing. And only to make me think that, I mean, it's not that I would have had any means of cheating, but come on. You make me sign a contract for WADA testing, and then there's no testing whatsoever. So it feels like, what's a setup, and it is what it is, It is what it is, yeah.
Do you think that it's a big possibility that Morell is possibly on something?
Absolutely. I believe 100% that he's on something because in the fight in April, we saw a lot of acne on his face and on his back. And I definitely feel like, yes, he is on something. I mean, he's big, he's strong, and it's more around the fact that they make you think they're going to test and they don't test because they want to give themselves that advantage, you understand? So I'm like, okay, if you have nothing to hide, why are you refusing to test? You have nothing to hide, so why are you refusing to test? So.
When you look at, how was the power from Morell? Was it something that was surprising to you, or how was it exactly?
I mean, it was definitely. Thank you so much.
He'll be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was definitely, surprising. I mean, the shot that I got caught with, after rewatching the video, I realized that I got hit with one that was just right top of my head. That was what started everything. And then, I found myself in the corner, and then he followed up with a couple more punches. Not his typical barrage, but that first one pretty much got me good, which at the time I did not recognize. So he has good power, but all of that is negated when, your drug testing is in question. You understand? And that's what I want to be critically looked at because he brings people here to Minnesota and there's no drug testing. And currently there's a lawsuit against him by Mario Cazares, against him and his team. The entire, he's suing on him and everybody else about the fact that when he came here to fight him, there was no drug testing. They made him think there was going to be drug testing. There was no drug testing. And so there's a huge possibility that he could have gotten away with whatever they wanted to load up their system with. And it's not fair when, as athletes, we work so hard, invest tens of thousands of dollars to get ready for these fights, and only, for somebody to work half as hard and then, use, steroids or whatever PEDs there are to have an unfair advantage. Now, I'm not saying that he's used PEDs, but the fact that there was no testing and they led us to believe that there would be testing creates suspicion.
Gotcha. I know you said you want to move down to 160. Is there anybody in particular that you want to take on?
Not necessarily at the moment. Obviously, you want to go for the champions. Obviously, my only two losses, the only two TKO losses at the moment have been to Southpaw, and we know Yanibek, he's a Southpaw as well. I mean, I'm just coming off this loss, so I just need time to regroup. But the goal is to go down to 160. I feel like I'll be able to accommodate, deal with the power better there, and it'll give me a chance to, showcase my skill and blend that in with the power and be more successful at a lower weight class. So that is the decision as of now. I don't think that's going to change, but we'll see, what the future holds.
What do you think about Carlos Adames at 160?
I mean, Carlos Adames, he's a strong fighter too. I've seen him fight. I know that he's also been in the game, just like myself. He's been lying low, waiting for the opportunity. He's in a much better spot, than any of us. So good for him. And I just think that he's one of the formidable forces at that weight class as well. So yeah.
Gotcha. And just my last question for you, man. Do you know when we'll see you? Do you know when we'll see you back in the ring?
I mean, I have a 30-day suspension. So maybe I'm looking at sometime early to mid next year. So we're looking maybe April, May.
Gotcha.
Kind of regroup, come back, and be all good. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.